Hi, everybody. We are here with Carolina from Exquisito Chocolates. Tell me if I'm saying it correctly, Carolina.
Close. Exquisito chocolates.
Oh, I got to roll that a little bit. Welcome. Thanks for being here today. So
For
exciting to
having
be
me.
chatting.
Likewise.
Yeah. How has everything been going since the last time we chat with you? How's like tariffs going for you? Talk to us. Tell us what's going on.
So there's been some good and some not so good. So the good part is since we last chatted, we actually moved into a larger space. So we're now in a factory that's three times the size that we were before. So a lot more. We're very cozy at our last location. So this is giving us a lot of ample space to work better and more proficiently. So that's very exciting. Well, yeah, tariffs. I mean, since we last talked, cacao prices have gone just crazy all over the place. A lot of scarcity, which has been the hardest thing, just not being able to have things on a consistent basis. And now with tariffs, just kind of riding along and seeing day by day how that changes and impacting the price. But yeah, it's been a crazy change. And even little things like our aluminum foil has gone up as a result of that too. Which you think aluminum, you think I don't know. I thought like steel buildings and things, and then it's like, oh right, we use aluminum in our bars. So that was something that was kind of a shock and a surprise, and something we're kind of rolling through and working through. But yeah, it's
Oh my
definitely an
gosh.
impact and a day by day change.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. But I guess, if there's scarcity, it kind of makes you have to search for other regions, right? Other farms and things like that. So maybe good in a way that you're exposed to like newer regions. And that's what you have here today, right? Is that
Correct.
you have like different regions and stuff. So yeah, tell us a bit about like the sourcing, how difficult, how challenging, or how easy was it?
Yeah, so the sourcing has been just very unpredictable in the last like 12 months. Just things are suddenly available and you have to stock up for the next year, which is, can be a challenge for a small business. But really trying to get a hold of planning properly. So with this collection, what's been interesting is I primarily focused on sourcing from Latin America and the Caribbean. So one of the bars in the set is the first time that I've ventured outside of that region, and we actually have now a bar from Thailand. So it's the first time that I've ever really tried to um, taste anything from outside what's been kind of my core product line. And it's been a very pleasant surprise and something that's been really, really nice. Um, I don't know long term how that's gonna go because it seems like Thailand's been affected a lot by tariffs right now. So we'll kind of see long term what that looks like. But at least for now, it's been a really delicious addition to what we make.
Oh, that's so fantastic. I am so glad for selfish reasons you're expanding to the Southeast Asia region, right? So I'm from that region. I love those flavor
Awesome.
profiles from there. My husband's a coffee roaster. He only roasts Southeast Asian beans, and that's it. And so he does
Wow.
it for the flavor specifically. That's what he's looking for. And so I'm super excited for it. Speaking about the bars, why don't we go dive in and maybe start with the Thailand bar? So tell us a little bit about more about that one.
So yeah, so this is a brand new bar. It's a 73%. I'm very excited about it. There's a lot of like fruitiness to it. I'm a big fan of like fruity chocolate. And I just really like it has like some raisin notes to it, which is really delicious. And it adds like a nice little tartness to the chocolate, which I really, really enjoy.
Yeah.
And it's just been a welcome surprise of how well we've adjusted kind of the roasting profile. One of the things when you start working with new cacao, which makes it challenging, is trying to find out what's the roast that's appropriate. And so we've done a bunch of different trials, and this is one that we landed at that I personally really like. Citrusy notes and nice little tartness to it, which is really enjoyable.
Yeah, this one we wrote down brightness. We have a little bit of brightness and we have a little bit of pink peppercorn.
Oh,
So
interesting.
that was a very unique flavor profile that we were able to taste. So yeah, yeah, you got to kind of dig through it. And I think it's because the region too, with the terroir and what's kind of growing in that region, right? So yeah, we really love it. So do you think you're going to get more from this farmer?
I hope so. I hope so. It's just, everything is kind of touch and go right now with what's available, and everyone's kind of desperate to get cocoa, but I sure hope that we can continue the relationship.
Yeah, I hope so too. Yeah, explore to like Indonesia and then Vietnam, and then there is Papua New Guinea and also the Philippines. India as well could be. So I'm just very selfishly trying to like name drop the countries that you should go look
I
at.
I I see that. Yeah, it's definitely grown since I started, so it's nice to see more things available and for
Absolutely.
sure something I'm curious to explore more in depth.
Absolutely. All right. What's the second bar that folks should taste next?
I think the Tumaco Dark. Tumaco is a region that's very, very special. I'm Colombian. So I when I started the business, I actually wanted to do just Colombian cacao. And I found out that that was like impossible to do, especially back then. But this is just it's just a really delicious bar. It's a 73% as well. It
Okay.
has to me more like floral notes to it. It has like a little bit of nuttiness to it. Something that I just find very special with it. So Tumaco is in the Pacific region of Colombia. It's primarily an Afro-Colombian area, and it's unfortunately been plagued by a lot of the issues that have happened in the country historically. And so these farmers have really found cacao as a way to turn around their livelihood and their communities, and they speak a lot about how this is the future for their kids. So it's just, at the end of the day, the chocolate has to taste great, but it's always nice to be able to support a project that goes beyond that.
Yeah.
And they're just doing some really awesome work there. So I'm always happy to get cacao from Tumaco, and it's just a very special bar to me, to be
Oh,
able to
that's
find that.
yeah, that's so awesome. Anything that we can help support as a cause, I think it's really a plus there, right, for us, especially how challenging it could be in these countries where they're actually growing cacao. And if they're doing something good, yeah, why not, right? This one, I
Exactly.
thought the bar was very smooth. So yeah, very excited for that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a nice one for
cool.
sure. We make that also in milk, and it's always interesting to see the how different it can change, just with the addition of additional ingredients and everything. It just totally transforms the bar.
Flavor comes out a little different. Is that right with the milk added?
Yeah. I was compared to like a chocolate chip cookie once you start adding like toffee and pretzels and potato chips, how it just transforms into something totally different. But we get a lot of nuttiness to it, like with the milk chocolate. And we use caramelized milk and brown butter, so it gives it
Yeah.
almost like a hazelnut flavor to it. But it's like a totally different bar.
Wow, I love it. Can't wait to taste that one then. What's a third bar you think we should taste?
So I think we'll bar hop over to the Arhuacos, which is also in Colombia. It's a different region, more on the Atlantic side. So the Arhuacos are an indigenous tribe, who still maintain their culture, their customs, their language, and everything. And they have been growing cacao also in an area that's been has suffered historically through a lot of things. And they're very much one of the things also very unique. They're very much about preserving the nature, and making sure that they are really paying homage to the nature that supports them. During COVID, they actually decided to stop planting and dedicated themselves to healing the earth. That was what they said, that they
Wow.
preferred to do. So they're back. The Aruacos we had to wait a while to get it back because of that. But it's just a very special bar. Just you're tasting a little bit of history. A group of people have really held on to, despite everything that's gone on in the country, to their culture and everything. So it's a special little piece of history that you get to taste almost with this bar. So it's something that I think is just very special and different.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, this one was a really good bar too. I don't remember the notes, but I put a check mark there that that was a really good bar. So,
And this one's at
um,
70%, so we're starting to go a little bit lower in terms of cacao percentages.
yeah. Is there a specific reason you do that?
I sometimes some cacaos, because of their tartness, I just find them better with a little bit more sweetness to kind of counterbalance that. So aside from roasting, the sweetness level is also something like we have another Colombian bar that's a 68, and it just works a lot better in that lower percentage. It's just personal preference. And I think it just helps balance some of the flavor profiles that's in the cacao
Yeah,
naturally.
yeah. Fantastic. Okay. And then the last bar that you have on the line here.
Yeah, so the last bars is also 70%. This is Cocano. It's from Port-au-Paix in Haiti in the Northwest region. This is just wanted. A lot of people come back for it because it has what I kind of qualify as a more traditional chocolatey flavor to it, like a fudginess. So people really, really enjoy that. This is a co-op. We're actually the only people who are exporting this cacao right now. So I started working
Nice.
with them in 2019. They've been working with a coffee roaster here in Miami because they grow coffee and cacao. And again, Haiti obviously has had similar issues than Colombia has had in terms of just a lot of issues historically.
Yeah.
And they've been really trying to use this as a way to lift their community. So coffee came in, and they've been helping guide them on how to produce an export ready product that they can get more money out of. And so I was brought into the picture by the university that's associated with it to help them with the cacao. So I've helped them
Oh,
know when to harvest, how to ferment better.
wow.
I get samples every harvest. So I got pictures actually this week of the next harvest and give them feedback on, hey, this is not fermented as well. Maybe let's try to keep it a little bit longer. Let's keep notes on this. So it's really the farm that I have the most in-depth connection with because we're
Wow.
literally helping guide them through everything. So um, it's a really special relationship that I have there with them. And being in Miami, which has like a big Haitian Miami connection, it's
Mhm.
also very special because again, giving back to their communities and using cacao as a way to uplift and feed their family. So it's also something special.
I think that's so awesome that you're actually educating them into how to make a better product at the end of the day, right? And then having higher yield, being able to find the flavor profiles that people are looking for, so that in the end they can actually get a higher, dollar for their produce. And so at the end of the day, they have the means to be able to continue growing and kind of have a life, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
many
I think.
many years ago they had they were selling to like an Italian exporter and not focusing on quality, and at one point they were abandoned and they kind of, you lost everything. And so the idea is to build quality so that way, once a client tastes something they don't like, they don't come back. So really building hopefully one day where they can produce more than even I can buy. That's the goal, and be able to sell to a bunch of different chocolate makers. So that's something that I'm excited for them. And this is, I think, the third harvest that we've purchased from them.
Wow.
So it's nice to see that there's continuity and there's quality and one of the things that we've built into it is when we do our tastings, depending on how good a job they did with fermentation, they get premium, like a reward for it of how high quality it is. So it's really tied
Wow.
back to like a metric and then being able to see what's the reward for just keeping a very consistent product.
Oh, I love that. Really training them and guiding them, right, to be self-sustainable at the end of the day too, right? To be able to kind
Exactly.
of get the money for it. Yeah, the impact. Thank
Right.
you so much for all the amazing things that you're doing. Thank you for
Thank
making super awesome chocolates. Thank you for
you.
being here. Any last thoughts you want to share with the rest of the group before we go?
Yeah, I mean, I hope you enjoy the journey of the bars. It's a little bit of everything, things that are very personal to me. And I think keep supporting your local chocolate makers because things have been a little rough the last 12 months for everybody. So for sure, support local and spread the good word as to why chocolate is so special.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Carolina. Thank you,
Thank
everybody. We
you.
will see you the next time at Cococlectic. Have a good one. Bye, all.
Bye.